Hey everyone, Jeff Grant's poking my nose in here again. This is a reminder that this is the second part of what was originally the Ashley Victoria Robinson episode. If you haven't heard that yet, please go back and listen because it was a really fun interview. This was originally a long episode and it was getting kind of late when we were recording it, so it gets a little sleepy by this point in the show. This is going to be the news from the Nerdiverse portion of the show. And once again, let me remind you that this was recorded before some of the news items that we're referring to were officially confirmed. So the Marvel video game announcement, the Andy Serkis and Black Panther, which I totally called, by the way. It was all recorded the day before the news broke, which is almost 2 weeks ago by the time you're hearing this. Also I called the Black Canary thing an Arrow, so, just saying. Alright, enjoy. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Amazing Nerdiverse. I'm Jeff Grant.
I'm Reverse Flash.
Huh?
I'm just kidding. It's just your old pal Steve.
Oh God. All right, let's jump into our news real quick. The Nerdiverse. What did I call it? Shit, I made a new graphic. No, I made a new graphic for it. I'm trying to remember what it's news from the Nerdiverse.
Okay. I just like that that name eluded you.
Yeah.
News from, and then the name of the show.
Yeah.
What are they called?
Because I wrote Nerdiverse news on my notes, and that's not what I did at all.
Nerdiverse news on your notes?
Yeah. So yeah, here's the news. All the stories have been pulled from HeroicHollywood.com. Let's get started with some Star Wars stuff.
Star Wars? What's that?
Couldn't have possibly have been anything huge happen in the Star Wars universe recently.
No.
Other than
Moving on.
Other than maybe the title for Episode 8 was confirmed this week.
The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
All right.
Who is the Last Jedi?
Luke Skywalker, obviously.
Is it Luke or is
Yeah.
it Unkar Plut?
No, it's Luke.
Oh, okay. Well, we settled that.
We'll see you next week on the Amazing Nerdiverse.
No, I mean it could be Luke, but the Star Wars titles always have multiple meanings and everything. It could be Rey, or I really hope it doesn't allude to the fact that Luke might die in this episode, leaving. Some people were immediately jumping to that, but I'm like, it's not gonna straight up be that on the nose. Do you think?
I
Like I said last week, I don't want him to die in this one. I want him to stick around until at least the third one.
You know what? You just brought that up. If they were originally going to have him die, because Carrie Fisher just died.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that they might do is kind of have her storyline kind of tie up maybe a little bit, you know what I mean? Just a little bit.
Kind of try to make it, yeah.
Yeah, and then save Luke for the third one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hope so. I mean, they've still got a year until it comes out. They got time to
figure that out.
Rework stuff and everything.
They get paid enough to figure out those problems.
Yeah, but also The Last Jedi. Jedi is plural. It's already plural. It's singular and plural. Jedi. We're
talking about space, though.
What?
We're talking about space.
Okay.
So space vocabulary and grammar doesn't have anything to do with Earth, right?
Okay.
Am I right?
I'm just saying Jedi is used singularly and plurally, so it could be referring to a group of the Last Jedi.
Nah.
A collection. A collective. Jedis.
It's already a made-up word.
Yeah, but
right.
they're made-up rules that they made up.
Yeah, but... Okay, continue with your little... I just want to be condescending the whole episode.
It's going great so far.
The Last Jedi. The Last of the Jedi.
I mean, what do you think of the title, though? Do you like it?
It's a cool title.
I like it, too.
It leaves, it's mysterious.
Yeah. I mean, I still think, on first glance, most people assume that it's referring to Luke.
Right.
But I think there's more of a meaning that, there is with a lot of titles and stuff. The Force Awakens was not only the Force, awakening after a long time of no new Jedi or anything like that, when Rey, I guess it was referring to the Force awakening in Rey or whatever. But also there's, the whole, meta version of, the Force, the Star Wars movies coming back.
Right.
And all that stuff. So maybe the Last Jedi might have something, similar, like with
Kind of
a
like a little
multiple
wink.
meaning. Yeah.
Kind of how they do with the new Spider-Man movie, Homecoming. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
All right. So Woody Harrelson was in an interview recently, and he might have confirmed the character he's playing. We know he's playing Han Solo's mentor,
Uh-huh.
but in the Legends books, Han Solo had a mentor
Uh-huh.
that taught him how to fly and introduced him to like smuggling and all that stuff.
Ra's al
And the
Ghul.
character's name was Garrus Shrike.
Okay.
And
Garrett.
Garrus Shrike.
Garrus. Yeah. What happened to all the normal names?
Star Wars. We've been through this. Frank
Luke is a
Spaceman.
normal name.
Yeah, that's like the one.
Is it? Is that just the one? Who else has a Frank or something?
We've already went over the Frank Spaceman of it all. I know you're just trying to push your Frank Spaceman agenda.
Look, all I'm saying is Frank Spaceman is $1 billion idea.
All right, Frank Spaceman 2020.
Return of the Jedi.
So yeah, in an interview, someone point blank asked him, "Are you playing Garrus Strike?" And,
He just goes, "Yep."
Are we playing Garrus Strike? And he looked around like, he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, he might. I mean, I don't know if that was him officially confirming that that's the character he's playing with that name and everything, but that was the character from the one of the novels that is now Legends.
Mm-hmm.
The Paradise Snare by A.C. Crispin is where that character first appeared.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's playing that character, and I like that they're starting to do that a little more now that they've, with Disney buying Star Wars and all that, they kind of got rid of all the old canon and all the novels and everything, which I think is a good call. I know like they lost some really cool stories and stuff in there now, but it was a good call so they could continue to make the movies and not just have to adapt books as Star Wars movies. And like,
yeah.
that would kind of suck because they all started off as movies, and if they just had to adapt like and stick to the facts of like novels that have been written 20 years ago,
right,
and all that stuff, that'd be kind of a bummer. But those novels are good. Like the first ones that like kind of kicked it all off, like in the early 90s, the Thrawn trilogy are fantastic. But at least we're seeing like Thrawn is in Rebels now, so maybe we'll see Garrus Strike make a similar move from the Legends back into canon.
I just realized that the audience can't hear me nodding. I'm nodding while you're talking, and I just realized they can't hear that.
I put in a little animated GIF of you on the YouTube video. All right, so let's talk about the Logan trailer, the new Logan trailer. You saw that, right?
Yeah.
What'd you think of that?
I liked it.
I actually talked a little bit about it last week's episode with Kyle. Like we brought it up in the thing. Yeah, he brought it up actually. We were talking about like comics and movies and stuff like that. He brought it up. Yeah, it looks awesome. You
know what I immediately thought? Like I watched it and then I watched it again and I paid real close attention to the dude in the convenience store.
Yeah.
He was being really nice. Told that stupid little girl.
He was minding his own business.
He's like, you gotta pay for that. He didn't like yell at her, smack her around, and she flipped out for no good reason.
Well, the good reason is because she's a feral beast child.
And?
Yeah, that's her reasoning.
Manners.
They made
it seem like Logan stole and then walked off. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he like put like a 10 or a 5 on the counter and then left.
Logan don't.
Come on, the guy's just minding his own business, trying to look. You think he's happy to be there? No. All right. You think he wants to deal with a little girl trying to steal a bag of Pringles or whatever it is? No.
Just let her have it, man.
No.
She got 2 claws that come out and just.
No. If I gotta follow the rules, so do you. All right.
You don't have to follow the rules.
You think I don't want Wolverine claws and Pringles?
Which one do you want more?
Right now?
Yeah.
Pringles would be more useful. What am I gonna cut?
What else in the trailer? I mean, like, I think X-23, that's who the character is. I mean, they haven't, like...
Does she talk?
Yeah, I think so. Has she not spoken in any of the trailers?
No, she didn't say it. She just flipped out
Yeah.
over someone asking her to follow the rules, and then that's about it.
You're going to take that stance. She's the asshole.
Well, yeah. If you look in that scenario, yes, she is.
Now, one scenario, but not the full life of her as an experiment and all that horrible things that Logan went through that we've seen before.
We've all got little excuses, don't we?
Yep. What did you think about the? What did you think about the? Did you watch the Red Band trailer? Or just the regular trailer?
Probably just the regular trailer.
It's pretty much the same thing with like a couple little added things. Like when she first pulls the claws out and starts attacking them, Wolverine's like, holy fuck. And then there's like a scene at the end of just, it's a dark, like it's the last scene of the trailer with Logan and Charles. And he's just like, I've been on the road for 2 weeks. Haven't eaten. She's 11. I'm fucking 90.
Is that what he says?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I actually had to replay that because it was kind of hard to understand what he said. And I heard him say the F word.
He's 90? In this?
I mean, probably.
Did he give an actual age?
I mean, it's set in the future slightly.
I
mean, he said it in a way that it doesn't have to be exact.
Right.
But he probably is 90, like, at that point. I mean, like, First Class was in the 60s. He was a full-ass adult.
Full-ass adult.
Full-ass adult. This is slightly in the future. He probably is pretty close to 90 as far as how old the character is.
So Days of Future Past.
Not the actor. I don't think he's that old. What?
Days of Future Past. Like when they're all huddled around in like do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, the opening of that movie. Where does that take place then? In
like,
this continuity?
In the, where the Patrick Stewart timeline part of it?
Is that after this?
No.
No?
This is after that.
So I guess they changed it, right? Through all the time?
Yeah, they changed that universe. Like by the end of that movie, when Wolverine wakes up again, he's in the fixed version of that universe, which is not. They're not dealing with all the Sentinels like on that level anymore.
Now it's just a bunch of gas stations in the desert.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Well, they're on the border of Mexico. They're out in the middle of nowhere because of, from what I've read and from what I've gathered, it sounds like Charles can't really control his powers anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolverine's really the only person that can be around him safely.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere where he can't hurt anybody.
Okay.
Because he's kind of losing it a little bit in his 90s. But what did you think about, this has been something that I've noticed a lot of people kind of complaining about, the comics. It looks like we got an X-Men fan. And it had the comics and like he flipped through it for a second and like you see Wolverine in the costume and everything.
That means his ass needs to put that yellow suit on because he's running out of time.
That's what, like, everyone was like, I don't like that. That feels more like, everyone, like, it doesn't feel like the fact that the comic book thing.
Why not?
Like, kind
of
like
that there is one?
The kind of like the breaking of the fourth wall of there being an X-Men comic book in the world of the X-Men. Not necessarily that people don't like that. It's more so it doesn't feel right tonally for this particular movie.
It's a man that has knives coming out of his fists. So I think it's fine if someone made a little cartoon strip of it. You don't just see that and then go, I guess I'll forget about that for the rest of my life.
See, I do agree with that. Like, I liked the comic. I thought it was kind of a cool little touch.
Right.
And also, to me, it's like, made me go, all right, well, this is an older Logan and Xavier. We don't know what happened with the rest of the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Why are none of them in their lives? Like, maybe something horrible happened, like, as in the Old Man Logan comics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Please, I want to see a flashback and just put him in that suit one fucking time. So we can just go, all right, there, we did it. All right, good.
Especially him, like, look.
Especially now that, like, after the deleted scene in the Wolverine,
right?
The deleted scene where he got the costume. Like, why did they cut that out? I wish they would have kept that in.
Because they never planned on putting him in the costume.
I know, but shit.
Like, okay, I'm totally fine with them recasting a Wolverine.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman was great.
Yeah.
Okay, time to move on.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just, all right, next guy.
Yeah.
However, I feel like we would all be really missing out if we didn't see Hugh Jackman wearing the yellow costume.
One time.
Or even the brown and yellow.
I think that's what the one was in the deleted scene. It looked like it was more the brown and yellow, which I think would...
And then a long time ago, I think Bryan Singer said, well, we would need a reason to put him in the mask. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Who cares? Just put him in the...
I mean, none of the characters wear the masks or anything.
So what? You don't need a reason.
You don't need a reason to do a lot of the bullshit they do in those movies.
Yeah. Why does Captain America have to wear a mask?
Yeah.
Doesn't have to.
He should.
Why?
Same thing with like Thor's helmet. Why? I want him to wear the helmet. Like he never wears. He wore the helmet once in Thor.
But then you can't see his hair.
I don't give a shit.
He's got nice hair.
Yeah, but there's plenty of other movie where he doesn't have to wear. Like when they go into battle, I want to see that helmet on there.
Maybe in an Infinity Gauntlet.
Maybe,
Infinity
or
War,
Ragnarok.
whatever it is. Ragnarok?
Ragnarok?
Yeah. That's the
Okay.
internet.
Okay, speaking of Bryan Singer, it was just announced yesterday that he's going to direct the pilot for the new X-Men TV series that we've talked about.
Oh, jeez.
This series sounds pretty cool though.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Is it going to follow continuity? And no.
They don't care about the continuity. That's the thing which like is annoying is to someone like us and
Everyone else?
no. We don't speak for everyone.
Yes, we do. You didn't get that email?
No, but like to us, coming from comics and knowing all the continuity of like characters and all that stuff, it means a lot to us.
Mm-hmm.
To the average moviegoer, they don't give a shit. They don't like. They actually prefer not having to know. So this takes place between these half seconds of this
Right.
scene of this movie, and like we eat that shit up. But like Fox, they're more like they're a movie company. They're more focused on that. And if they weren't, we wouldn't have gotten stuff like Deadpool and everything. So like I kind of am okay with that in some hand, but like I think Hugh Jackman even said something this past week about how Logan, what was it? He said something about Logan takes place in a different timeline than the other movies, different, slightly different universe and everything. And James Mangold, the director, like immediately came out the next day and said like that's not quite exactly right, but he said like Wolverine said you'll understand what I'm talking about when you see it. But he said that's not exactly true. It's not a different like alternate universe or anything. It's just a different timeline. Was what it was like a different point in the timeline. It's later down the road. It's not taking place during the other movies or anything. It's way later.
Right.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see what's the deal with that and everything. But like honestly, they're too far gone. They're not gonna give it up. So like I'm okay with them just doing like whatever works for the movie they're doing. Like, cause they've gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've come a long way since the Wolverine origins and the X-Men 3s of it all. You gotta at least admit that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Days of Future Past is probably the best X-Men movie to date.
I like First Class a little bit better.
I don't know.
Even though I don't like some of the characters in it.
Yeah, well, you didn't really know any of the characters. Like you did, and I remember that was a common complaint at the time. You didn't know anybody but Beast and Magneto and Charles.
I'm all done with Mystique.
Me too.
I was done the first movie 15, 20 years ago, whatever it was.
She's been in like all of the X-Men movies. The character is not that interesting.
Nope.
And Jennifer Lawrence does not give a shit. She doesn't want to be there.
Well, then leave.
Yeah, like there's plenty of other cool characters. The team they had in Apocalypse, that young group of kids, like that's what I want to see in these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going. But anyway, back to this X-Men series.
Cyclops.
It's kind of cool. Like the Matt Nix who created Burn Notice, he's creating the show. He says the plot of the show is that it's going to focus on two ordinary parents who discover their children possess mutant powers, and they're forced to go on the run from a hostile government, and the family joins up with an underground network of mutants and must fight to survive. That's the log line of it, essentially. They've said Sentinels are going to be in it, so like this is kind of like a Days of Future Past-y kind of world where the mutants are being hunted by Sentinels and everything. And what Matt Nix said about it that sounded really cool, he says, everything we've seen in the X-Men movies about the mutant, the whole like world reactions to mutant and everything, has all been from the X-Men's point of view. This is from somebody outside of the X-Men group and everything, like these parents and these kids that like are dealing with this like separate from all that, but there's still going to be X-Men characters. They haven't confirmed, which ones or anything. It sounds like I keep hearing different things, but it sounds like it's still going to be part of the X-Men movie universe, fit in there somewhere. And
I feel like that's something they're just saying, and then they're not gonna.
Yeah,
because
but they are going to have
people like us,
characters
like,
from the comics appear in the show.
Well, yeah, sure, of course, they'll tell us that. And
no, they're going to do that, but I don't feel like I feel like it's easy to say it takes place in the world of the movies because continuity doesn't really mean anything with Fox. Like it doesn't have to fit exactly, which is like kind of
or at all.
Yeah, which is good for them. Like they can do a show that on their
Infuriates all of
own.
us.
Or they can do a show that. Why are you so against this?
Because
They
it's
can-
confusing and new.
Yeah, but like they can do their own thing and not have to stick to like strict like kind of like Agents of Shield. Like it's in the same universe and everything, but it's like, well, why are they not acknowledging Shield is now being run by this guy in the
Mm-hmm.
that sort of thing? Like, isn't it? Does no one does everyone still not know that Coulson is alive at this point? Like with all the shit they do in Agents of Shield, like that's the thing. Like whereas in the shows they can just kind of do whatever and like
Right.
they have the freedom to make the best show that they can make.
I don't know if it was you that told me or if I read it somewhere where he's not in the movies because it would freak the Avengers out. Like they'd have to talk about it.
Well, no,
That was just
like,
something I heard. But then I thought about it and I was like, well, they've seen so much more weirder things. I think
yeah, no,
that their old pal.
no. The
being
thing that
alive-
I always heard was that the reason that Coulson that they at least when Shield first started, the reason that the Avengers didn't know about Coulson is because that he was the catalyst that brought them all together. His death is what brought the Avengers together,
Uh-huh.
and that was why that character was so important in that first phase of Marvel movies. And now, like, if they found out that he was alive still, like, it would kind of cheapen that blow and everything. But I'm like, at this point, they're so far into it, like, and
Right.
there's so many other secrets and lies and bullshit about
Mhm.
Shield and all that stuff that, like, it wouldn't be that big of a surprise now.
Right.
I think they'd be like, oh, hey, Phil.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd like
I
to
thought you were
see.
dead.
I like to see that happen at some point down the line in the shows or movies. Somebody acknowledge
Uh-huh.
the fact that that dude's still alive. Okay, now that we're talking about Marvel, let's kind of. Oh yeah, but Bryan Singer's going to direct the pilot of that X-Men show.
Mm.
I know you're stoked about it. All right, as we're talking Marvel, let's keep going on. There's a secret Marvel announcement that's going to happen tomorrow. We're recording this
Tomorrow?
on Wednesday. Tomorrow morning.
So when people listen to this, it'll be in the past.
Yeah, they'll know. But let's speculate about what it could be, and then we'll look like idiots when the episode comes out. What do you think it could be?
Just in
Secret
like,
Marvel. Well, here's the thing. We don't know if it's specifically movies,
Uh-huh.
comics, video games, any of that stuff, because it was tweeted by Marvel Entertainment, just Marvel, and not the Marvel Studios. If it was Marvel Studios, we'd know it'd be something movie related.
Uh-huh.
But if it's a comic book thing, I don't know if I see them really making this big of a deal about it.
Who Peter Dinklage is playing.
That could be cool. Yeah.
The Defenders making an appearance in a movie.
That would be amazing.
Luke Cage just wearing a yellow T-shirt again.
It was like, tomorrow you're gonna want to check this out. It's just him in that yellow shirt,
Huh?
just
Huh?
kind of stretching out a little bit.
Daredevil wearing the yellow costume.
Yeah, everyone's longing for that.
What else?
What I heard people speculating.
Spider-Man fights Mickey Mouse.
I know. I watched Collider Video and all those shows on there. They were speculating. John Schnepp, who the director of The Death of Superman Lives, that awesome documentary, which I highly recommend. He also hosts Heroes, which our guest Ashley Victoria Robinson has been on multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
But he was speculating, what if it's them finally announcing that Fantastic Four are coming back to Marvel?
That would be wonderful.
But how likely do you think it is to happen?
15%.
I want it to happen. So, like, they're not going to do anything with it. Let them have the X-Men. They're fine. Keep doing what they're doing with the X-Men.
Uh-huh.
Just let us have Fantastic Four, because
I really want Tom Hanks to play Mr. Fantastic.
Hanks, but no Hanks.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's that. The thing that I've seen pointed out that also sounds the most likely is that Square Enix, the video game company,
Mm-hmm.
they do all the, I think they do all the Final Fantasy games and stuff like that.
Okay.
They also have an announcement coming tomorrow, and they do the Kingdom Hearts games, which is all the Disney characters and stuff. And since Marvel is owned by Disney, people are thinking that the next Kingdom Hearts game, which has been long in development, I think Kingdom Hearts 3, might have a Marvel world or built into it and stuff.
Have they started filming the Defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Been in
right.
development for a while, yeah.
There could be like a small teaser trailer.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just don't know, man. Like, I mean, have we seen any trailers for Iron Fist?
Yeah, there's a trailer for Iron Fist
But just like teasers and stuff, right?
when he's like jumping around doing karate,
Yeah,
wearing his skinny jeans
yeah, I guess.
and his tunic.
Yeah,
Is he gonna
there
put
was a
on the
little something.
costume?
It just came on. It came out around the same time as like all the other
Right.
teasers were
Is he
happening.
gonna put on the costume?
I don't know. We talked about this last week.
Did we?
Yeah,
Okay.
I hope so, but
If he
I don't know.
doesn't put it on for his series,
I would like for him to do it in the Defenders. Yeah.
right?
Okay. So
Word.
the announcement could be any of those things. It could be something we didn't list. It could be something brand new. It could be a new like event comic series or something. A new TV show.
Punisher
related
teaser
thing.
trailer.
I don't know. I'm not. I don't think it's going to be anything TV related. I think it's either. It's likely. It's more likely to be something movie related, something comic book related, like an event thing. Even
Right.
though I don't see. It's going to be a pretty big event, like like with DC's Rebirth
Yeah.
thing right now, which I just read the first issue of the DC Universe Rebirth
Is it
one
good?
shot. Yeah, Wally West comes back and everything, like the pre New 52 version, the
Mhm.
white guy with the red hair and everything, and
Yeah.
and they like from what I read, the way it worked out is like both Wallies can exist now,
Oh.
so that's kind of cool. Yeah,
There can
I
only
really
be
liked
one.
it. I'm really gonna start. I think I'm gonna start getting into the whole Rebirth thing because I've been hearing good things, a lot better than the New 52.
Yeah.
A lot of people were kind of bummed about that, other than like the Batman stuff, I think.
Mm.
So yeah, it could be a Marvel event thing, or maybe they're gonna do another reboot or something. That's what
Ultimate
comics do.
Alliance 3.
I doubt it.
Oh,
No
God,
one
I
cares
want-
that as much as we do about those games.
I really want
They need to do some kind of game, like some kind of Marvel game, like
I mean, Marvel Legos is fun,
yeah,
but I want the
I want the
like
real
the
thing.
arcade style, the four like
Yeah.
I want to add like a fifth player because it's just cool.
All right, yeah, we're back. We lost battery life on the recorder there, but we're back. Let's keep moving with the news. Sony's animated Spider-Man film. You've heard about this, right? They're doing Sony's doing a animated Spider-Man film at the same time as Marvel's doing the live action stuff. It's being produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the Lego movie guys, and 21-22 Jump Street. They're doing the Han Solo movie. They just announced that film's going to be about Miles Morales.
All right.
So that's really cool. Like, instead of having two, one's animated, one live action, two different versions of Spider-Man on screen at the same time with the same character, they're going to focus on Miles, which I think is really cool because I think he's a cool character. I'd like to see them bring Donald Glover back to voice it because he voiced him in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoons and everything. That'd be cool. And he's in the live action movie. Just have all kinds of Spider-Man going on.
Yeah, why not? Do it.
When does it come out? It might come out next year or...
What, the animated one?
Yeah, it was it was a lot sooner than I expected when they first announced it. It was like, I want to say it might be next year, but that seems too soon for an animated movie.
Unless they've already been working on it.
Yeah, and we're now hearing a little bit about it. Like, it's the first other than the fact that they were making it, it's the first we've really heard about it being Miles and everything. Let's see.
I like Spider-Man.
Good to know. Martin Freeman was spotted on the Black Panther set.
I like
in
Martin
Atlanta.
Freeman.
Me too. He was in Civil War.
Yes.
And he played. What was
Sounds funny without his regular accent.
Yeah.
It's like I'm almost like is that a special effect?
You haven't watched Fargo, have you?
No.
It's even better when he's doing like that accent. Like what would you call that accent? Like a North Dakota kind of like accent and everything. Kind of almost Canadian.
Almost Canadian. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, eh?
So yeah, he's gonna be in Black Panther. It looks like because he was spotted on set.
No, right.
So he's playing the same character he played in Civil War and everything, which has ties to Black Panther specifically and Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to be seeing him come back. We haven't heard anything about Andy Serkis coming back. He was in Age of Ultron as Ulysses Claw.
Is that is that Black Panther's?
That's like one of his big villains and everything.
Is that like his Lex Luthor?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know enough about Black Panther. I know he's a big villain, and people were really stoked when they announced that he was going to be in the movie and everything. And he lost his arm, so in the comics, I think he has some kind of crazy claw thing.
That's why they call him Claw.
Because there are comic books in there. There've been a couple more characters confirmed for Infinity War.
Jeez, who?
Drax.
Nice.
Nebula.
Okay.
Going to be in there. Possibly Mantis, the new character we met in the new trailer, which is cool because I was afraid like she might be like a character they kind of leave behind when they go in there, but it sounds like she might be in this movie, which is cool. She posted a the reason we say possibly because there was no official confirmation, but she did post on Instagram the actress Palm Clementif.
Is Star-Lord gonna be in it?
Yeah.
So technically, Star-Lord would know who Captain America is.
Maybe.
Right?
Because Captain America was
right.
A historical figure before he left Earth. So maybe that'll be the only one he would know who it is, though, because he left before that.
Right.
But yeah. So the actress Palm Clementif posted on Instagram a picture of a combo cover from the Avengers with Mantis. It might have been like the first appearance of Mantis or something like that. And so people are putting two and two together, thinking that's her kind of hinting that she's going to be in Avengers Infinity War. Also, Sean Gunn, who does the on-set motion capture for Rocket, is confirmed that he's working on the film now. So he's also Kraglin, one of the Ravagers. So he could be playing Kraglin in Avengers, but I think it's more likely he's doing Rocket.
What if Kraglin had a huge role in?
He becomes like Thanos, is like number 2 guy.
Yeah.
I'd be down. I love Sean Gunn. He's awesome.
Thanos gonna teach stuff.
Okay, moving on from the Marvel stuff. Let's talk about DC real quick.
Talk about it.
There's a lot of stuff going on. This just happened today. Variety reported that Joby Harold, who's a writer that wrote the new King Arthur movie, the Guy Ritchie King Arthur movie with Charlie Hunnam from Sons of Anarchy in it. And he also, the upcoming Robin Hood Origins, they're doing another Robin Hood movie. Another one. They hired him to rewrite the Flash script. So there's the movie script. So there's something going on over there. They lost the director. So I don't know what the deal with it is now, but they're rewriting the script. He's already done X-Men, Superman.
Yeah, why not?
Jack and the Beanstalk. Let him do this one.
Did he really?
He did some Jack and the Beanstalk movie, didn't he?
I don't know.
The Shazam movie is being split into 2 different movies.
Maybe they just need to focus on just the one.
Well, what they're saying is that...
Or any of them being good.
What they're saying is that The Rock is now going to headline a Black Adam solo movie.
Who would he fight?
I don't know. I don't know, man. And then it says what I read is that he's not going to appear in the first Shazam movie.
Good.
But in a sequel?
Awesome.
I'm like...
Good idea.
Yeah. And I read that he might possibly even appear in Aquaman.
Why not? Sure. Doesn't matter. Let's just, who cares anymore?
You want me to tell you something that might make you really happy?
What?
Remember we talked several episodes back, months back probably, about John Cleese possibly joining the DC universe?
Go on.
He just tweeted a picture of, he was backstage, it was like, let me do my makeup and everything. It was just a silly picture.
He's gonna be the Joker.
But he's the new Joker. But in the background of the picture, there was a couple of books stacked there, a couple of comic books. It was like it was 2 Batman books and a Justice League book. The Batman, The Dark Mirror, The Dark Knight Returns, and then Justice League Origin. These books that, like, DC sends these people when they're bringing them on board a franchise. I think we might be seeing John Cleese in the DC universe.
As?
I don't know. Still don't know. But based on the comics that he was reading...
Alfred.
Yeah, but based on the comics that he was reading, that's what I would imagine. He's somebody in the Batman universe.
Robin.
Is there any villains that are Hugo Strange, maybe? I don't know what villain he would fit, but like I wanted him. I like remember when we first brought this up.
Calendar Man.
Oh, you know who he could be?
Who?
I don't know if that
Hayface.
Deathstroke has a butler.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right.
That would be awesome. John Cleese playing Deathstroke's butler.
So.
But Deathstroke wasn't in The Dark Knight Returns.
So what?
Well, why is he reading that one? If it's research?
Maybe he just likes it.
Maybe. mean, it could be that, but you know, people on the internet, like, you know, people writing for these news sites, got to get news stories somewhere. I should know. That's my job now. That's what I did for this. But yeah, like, I mean, I'm hoping we see him in there somewhere. I still think he would be great as one of the Guardians from the Green Lantern stuff. But if we are to look at these comics that he had in the background of this picture as an indication of, you know, him might be joining the DC universe, I think we got to look to the Batman stuff most of all for clues. Okay, so Justice League. We will be seeing Central City in the Justice League movie.
Okay.
So we'll be stopping by there at some point in there. Also, Zack Snyder talked about Superman, and he's saying he does play a big part in the movie.
Does he crack a smile?
He says his presence and lack of presence are big story points. No word on if he's going to be smiling. Want to take bets now? I know which way I'd lean.
He's not going to smile. He's going to be farting around the whole time being upset.
All right, this is also a short list for Green Lantern Corps. You want to know who might be on the short list to play Hal Jordan? Who Warner Brothers might be considering?
I've seen a picture of the list.
Okay.
I can remember some of them.
Okay, I'll go through and...
I'll give you a yay or a nay as you go through them.
Okay, Armie Hammer. We've talked about him before.
He's my top pick.
I think he's my top pick, too.
I like his voice for Hal Jordan.
Yeah, he was at Sundance this week, and someone asked about that, and he said something like, oh, that's the first I've heard of that. But, like, it's not. And someone online found Humberto Gonzalez, who's the guy who created Heroic Hollywood. He posted this online. He's like, oh, he hasn't heard of it. Because he's the guy that broke the story. My boss broke this Green Lantern shortlist story. So he posted on a thing, oh, he hasn't heard it before. And if you go in Armie Hammer's liked tweets, there's a Jeff Johns tweet of just the Green Lantern logo. And he liked that tweet. So it's like, okay, you haven't heard anything about Green Lantern, huh? Also on the list, Bradley Cooper.
When they were doing the Ryan Reynolds one, I had preferred they go with Bradley Cooper as Green Lantern and Ryan Reynolds as Flash.
Yeah. I would have liked that pairing.
I think he'd make a good Hal Jordan.
Yeah. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, what's the other guy's name? Kyle Renner?
Oh, yeah. Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. I think he'd make a better that Green Lantern.
Yeah, I see that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good call. Joel McHale.
No, I like him, but no.
Yeah, I like him too. I just don't see him as like one of these epic.
Nah.
Like he's just the guy that gets to be in the elevator.
He cracks the jokes.
Oh, no, he wasn't in the elevator. That was Hal Sparks, wasn't it? He was in Spider-Man 2. He was the bank guy.
Yeah.
He gets to deny Aunt May a bank loan. He doesn't get to be Green Lantern. Tom Cruise is on this list. What do you think about that? Maverick. That was his character name, Maverick, right?
Sure.
I only saw Top Gun once recently, and I forgot this already.
Go for it. Why not?
I mean, he doesn't age.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he can pull off all the action movies. He's got balls to do some stuff that none of these other guys on this list would attempt, hanging off of an airplane, all that stuff.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, and then the other one on the list was Ryan Reynolds, which
I feel like that's stupid.
I think that's on the list because it's just an option. That it's still an option.
Is it?
I don't think it. I don't know.
I don't know if he's allowed.
I don't know. I mean, he was allowed to do it before, like after he played Deadpool and everything, while they were still trying to get Deadpool made. But I think at the point he was like, "Can we get Deadpool? Like, if we don't get Deadpool made, I'm gonna have to go do this Green Lantern thing." And then they still said no.
It would be really funny if he did it.
If he came back and did it again.
Yeah, but like better.
Yeah.
Or it would also be really funny if the movie got just messed up again.
Be hilarious.
Like he cracks his knuckles, like, all right, one more.
One more go with this. So I mean, so that's the list. But what I'm hearing is it doesn't even sound like Green Lantern is going to appear until Justice League 2.
Right.
Which has been pushed back till after 2019.
Why? Because they don't know what they're doing.
To make room for the Batman.
Right. Yeah. No, I forgot. They don't know what they're doing. I forgot. I forgot real quick.
Okay.
Superman's all sad for whatever reason.
You're a real downer this episode, man. You're just shitting on all the news we got.
Not the good news.
What was the good news? Can you remember any of it?
Exactly.
Your hateful heart. You don't remember any of the stuff that you liked moments ago. You're just so focused on the hate.
Armie Hammer is Green Lantern. I like that.
Okay. I do too.
I like
hope he gets
Aquaman.
it. Okay, I wanted to talk about Powerless this week, but it doesn't look like we have enough time. Powerless starts Thursday on February 2nd. Are you going to watch it?
No.
You're not going to watch it?
Maybe.
I think I'm going to be reviewing and everything. I think the last trailer looked pretty good.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it looks pretty funny. I love the cast. I love Alan Tudyk, Danny Pudi, Ron Funches. I'm going to be reviewing the show for Heroic Hollywood, so come check that out, see what I have to say. There was a Starro cameo in the last trailer.
That big starfish?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But is he fighting anybody? Or is he just flopping around?
No, he's fighting. Like, there's a fight going on. I don't know. It doesn't show who he's fighting, but...
It won't.
Yeah, well.
Who's...
It's in the trailer,
It's
but
not
I
going to
just...
be the Justice League.
It was cut together. Probably not, no. But he's fighting a superhero who shoots him with some laser stuff and he explodes.
All right.
Spoiler alert.
We'll see.
Since you're being a dick all day. All right.
It's not going to be heroes I want, like Aquaman, Flash, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman,
right. So,
Green Martian Manhunter Man.
Alan Tudyk's Bruce Wayne's cousin in this.
That's true.
Van Wayne.
What kind of name is that?
It's a perfect name for the kind of character he's playing. I like him playing a douchebag character too. He's great. Playing an asshole. All right, real quick. All the DC shows returned to the CW this week, so let's run them down real quick. You haven't seen all of them. You've only seen the
I've only seen
Flash
Flash
and Arrow.
Right.
So real quick, I'm going to touch on Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow real quick. Supergirl Lives was the Kevin Smith episode.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Smith has announced that he's going to come back to do another episode of Supergirl this season. He also says he's asked to be a part of next year's crossover. I mean, this will be like 4 episodes of these DC shows that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they'll bring him back for the crossover next year because he's really into it. And it seems to be working for them. Like, the episodes are pretty good. Supergirl Lives, I don't like it as much as I liked his episodes of The Flash.
Okay.
But that's more because The Flash is my favorite of all these shows.
Right.
But I did like it. It was a solid episode. They go to space.
Mm-hmm.
There's all that stuff. There's fun. James Urbaniak is in it. The Professor Venture, the voice of that guy. So every time I hear his voice, I just hear Dr. Venture's voice in my head.
Speed suit.
It was a good episode. His daughter's in it. I thought she did a good job in it. And they're just teasing his stuff to come, like with the Mon-El character, and I'm curious to see where that stuff goes. Livewire is going to be there next week. That's cool. I like that character from the DC, from the animated Superman show. And then they announced this week that Darren Criss from Glee has been cast as the Music Meister. So
For the crossover
later this season, Supergirl Flash musical episode.
They gonna sing?
They're gonna sing, and it's like a whole little Glee reunion.
Yeah.
When they were looking at Glee, they should have brought Neil Patrick Harris because he was in an episode.
Who would you want him to play?
Music Meister. That's what I'm saying. Like, they should have cast
gotcha.
him. I don't know this Darren Criss guy from anybody else.
I thought you were gonna say like a hero.
Oh,
Like what superhero would you have him play?
Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
Fuck it, let's make him Green Lantern.
Not the worst idea.
Okay, and then real quick on Legends of Tomorrow, since you didn't see that one, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I liked this episode. It was a lot of fun. The George Lucas part of it was really interesting. I don't know if I necessarily bought the guy that was playing George Lucas. It didn't look anything like George Lucas to me. I mean, he was a guy that had a beard and glasses and all that.
That's all you need.
Flannel
shirt.
That's pretty much the what they went with. It's like, that's all we need.
Yeah.
Flannel shirt, yeah. But there was nice little nods and stuff in there, but it was well done.
Do you think there was maybe something where, like, they can't have him look too much like him? Even though they are saying George Lucas.
And Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all this stuff over and over again.
I don't know if it's maybe just a likeness thing. I have no idea. That's just my guess.
I mean, I guess, like, I've seen older pictures and I see the parallels there between this guy looking like what George Lucas looked that many years ago. It didn't really I didn't see him and immediately go, oh, that's supposed to be George Lucas. It took me a second to go, oh, that's the guy that's George Lucas?
You sound like Kermit the Frog?
No. Should have. And Rip Hunter's back in the show now, which is good, but it's a different version of Rip Hunter than we've seen before. It's an interesting version of Rip Hunter. I'm curious to see where it's all going. All right, now let's talk about The Flash. Borrowing problems from the future. What did you think of this episode?
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I liked Harrison Wells' his arc in it.
Yeah.
Feeling not very useful.
Yeah. Everyone kind of shitting on him the whole time.
Yep. He's just trying to do something nice, and everyone's got to give him shit for whatever reason. He's not doing anything bad, so just be nice to him.
But is he not doing anything bad?
No. What did he do?
At the end of the episode, spoiler alert if you haven't seen this episode, but at the end of it,
Nah, he's fine.
like,
don't worry about it. He's fine. He's a good guy. He's just hanging out, drumsticks,
but
drinking
Gypsy,
cappuccinos.
the character that, do you know who the character that showed up at the end of the episode is?
No.
You seen the promos for next week's episode with the girl showing up and says she's looking for HR.
Right. Who's
Like,
she supposed to be?
She's a Justice League member.
All right, well, she's
From the comics. I don't know if she's in the Justice League at this point in the show. She seems like she's from another universe, and she seems like she might be from HR's universe where he is a fugitive. And this is the first we're hearing about this. I'm still, yeah, you're right. I am hoping he's a good guy still.
Nah, he is.
Yeah, he has to be. He's too dumb to be a bad guy.
Like, maybe he just made a mistake or something.
He's like, she's looking for parking tickets.
Yeah, that's probably about it.
That makes sense. I really liked seeing Kid Flash this week. Like, he's finally Kid Flash alongside Barry. Like, all that stuff. Like, when the crowd started chanting his name at the end, I was like, oh, yes.
I wanted to slap what's-his-face.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember his name. He was on Heroes. The guy that was basically...
Oh, Greg Grunberg.
Where does he get off? Oh, he's just standing there. Oh, you mean maybe he was following instructions from the other Flash? No, he's just standing there. He should get slapped.
I did like seeing him again in the show, though. Like, you know, Kevin Smith cast him in his episode, and he's already returned. Like, you know, maybe he'll be more of a reoccurring character. He can be just that cop that, like, that has shenanigans happen to him all the time. I would love that. What is there anything else you want to talk about this episode of Flash?
With Flash, I mean, I just thought it was a really good episode. I'm just glad it's back.
Yeah, me too.
I like the idea of them. They made like a little list of the headlines of like, all right, we're gonna cross these off.
Yeah. Let's.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to talk about that. Like, they gave a little like nod to the Music Meister in there. Which was kind of weird. Like, they just said the name Music Meister. Like, instead of saying like the character name like they would usually do.
Yeah, why fart around? Just call it.
Yeah, I mean well, I guess at that point the Music Meister would have already appeared and everything. So
there you go.
That's what the media would be calling him. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird.
Don't you know how time travel works?
Yeah. That's what happened when I went in time to do the interview. I screwed up my knowledge of time travel. Forgot how it worked. What else is in that thing? The museum shut down. Star Labs Museum. Wells looks super bummed about that. Killer Frost. There was more teases of Killer Frost.
Necklace.
What?
She got a necklace now.
No, I mean in the news.
Yeah,
thing,
she's back.
Yeah, they said something about like she's still on the run or whatever.
Right.
She's still
out
there at large. Yeah, like not sounding good for Caitlin. She knows she's about to take a bad turn. Which is what frustrates me about that part of the character is that if she knows that she's been hearing all this stuff, oh, that's the bad version of me and all that stuff. Why can't she stop it from happening?
Well,
I mean, it's just part of the powers. Like we talked about this before, but I don't know. That's the one kind of weird thing about that character that kind of bugs me.
Well, I mean, all kinds of people have things that they deal with in everyday life. They're like, why can't I stop doing this?
They're aware of it and they keep doing it.
So it's kind of that.
But I guess just her going full on evil never really felt in character to me. But then again, like we said, I mean, it's part of the powers.
Have you ever had freeze powers?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and I did only good things.
Like what?
I just turned my mom's van into an ice cream truck and started selling ice cream. Kids loved it.
Stupid.
Until I got a restraining order. All right. So let's the one more show. Let's talk about Arrow real quick. Was the return of Laurel, which we saw at the mid-season finale. And you didn't see this coming, like the whole twist of it all.
No, because I didn't see any of the...
You avoided the trailers, which is good, which something I wish I should have done, because they kind of completely ruined it in all the teasers and everything.
I mean, as soon as the twist came, I was like, oh, well, that's obvious.
Yeah. But yeah, I wish they wouldn't have revealed it in the teaser that it's, again, spoiler alert if you haven't watched it, if you don't want to know.
She's a ghost.
She's Fart Ghost. It's the Earth 2 Laurel that we know from The Flash, the Black Siren character that came from Earth 2. It's kind of a bummer, like the way it all turned out, because we've talked about this before. I'm a big fan of Black Canary as a character, and I was just the whole time we watched it together. The whole time I was just trying to justify how they could make her into the new Black Canary and everything. And so that was bumming me out the whole episode.
If they don't do it, it's like, why are you bothering bringing her back?
Yeah, I mean, it's just bringing her back for another one-off appearance.
Yeah, nobody... it's fine. Just go.
Yeah, like...
You're dead. Just go be dead.
I don't know.
You're done. Go home. You're drunk.
Like, she didn't... Like if the actress wanted to leave the show, and they're like, all right, we're accommodating that, and all that stuff, that would be one thing. But she's been appearing so much this past season.
Right.
In, like, flashbacks and... in like the crossover episode, the 100th episode, and all that, like her coming back at the end of the mid-season finale, and this and all that stuff, and I'm just like, well, what is the plan there? What's the game plan with that? And so the whole time I was trying to figure out how they could justify a way of making this Laurel, because we talked about, like, it'd be kind of weird if Oliver just kind of fell in love with her because she looked identical to the Laurel he knew. That'd be kind of weak of him.
Yeah.
But then again, I was like, well, she had an Oliver that she loved in her world when they started talking about that. So I was like, maybe they both lost there, and so it's a little more even in that regard. But I don't know. She looks like she's still a bitch, so so just evil.
Always screaming at everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I like her style better than the belt buckles version of
Pilgrim Canary.
But by the end of the episode, we meet a new character.
She's got a leather jacket.
She's got a leather jacket. She's hanging out in a bar.
Screaming.
Screaming. She has the canary cry. Like, what is the deal with this new character now? Like, they were talking about, like, Laurel wanted him to pass on the Black Canary mantle, which they didn't really do with Artemis, which is good because she was a jerk, and she fucked off now, and like, so now there's this other random person in Hub City, which is the place where the question is from. So I do like that, and I love how that keeps popping up this season, and the last 2 seasons or whatever. Like, Hub City keeps coming up, and we keep seeing little glimpses of there. Like, I'm hoping at some point we're going to get the question in this show, because he would totally fit in this universe. But I don't know who this new character is. I don't know anything about it. I don't know of any other Black Canaries that aren't Dinah Lance. I know that there are, like, Dinah Drake and Dinah Lance, and maybe it's Dinah Drake.
Who's that?
I mean, that's still pretty much the same character, but her name was Dinah Drake in, like, the early versions, which were, you know, stopped being continuity, or they became like another Earth at a certain point. Like the early adventures, I think her name was originally Dinah Drake, and that's the mom of Laurel or Dinah Lance.
Okay.
And everything. They made her the mom when they brought in the Black Canary and everything. Black Canary does have a complicated history and everything. Maybe they do call her Dinah Drake. I didn't think about that.
Maybe we'll see. Gotta wait till next week.
Yeah, it'd be weird that her name's Dinah as well, but I think I'd be willing to live with that. Just, like, to me, like, attitude-wise, she was everything I wanted in a Black Canary.
Right.
She was defending the waitress who was getting hit on by these creeps and everything. They were harassing her, and she told him to kick rocks and fuck off, and like, she used a canary cry on him and everything, protecting, like, a woman who's being harassed and everything. That's, like, right up her alley. She's got the canary cry. She's got the jacket. Like, she's got the attitude of a Black Canary from the comics, and I'm like,
4,800 belt buckles.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll see her become the new Black Canary.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
And then maybe we don't kill her and bring her back and do all that other nonsense.
I don't know, man. Like, that's the one part of this show that I've always found very lacking in Arrow, is I want to see a better representation of Black Canary in that show. Anyway. All right, anything else to touch on these episodes?
No. I'm Flash is always really good.
It's always your favorite of the 4 shows.
It just is.
Yeah. I mean, I loved Arrow so much, and when Flash came out, I was kind of almost like daring it to.
Right.
I was like, I dare you to make me like you better than I like Arrow.
And it did.
And then, like, that was kind of the season where Arrow started to decline slightly, because the writing teams were being split up across these other shows. And Flash, that first season was so solid and everything. That Flash has become my favorite of these shows, but I still have that love for Arrow, and I'm liking seeing how it's improved over this past season. But that's the one thing that I still wish they'd kind of improve over. Oh, when we can talk real quick about Mr. Terrific, like I liked how his character kind of learned the lesson that I've been kind of wanting him to learn for a while. That
Stop trying to fight.
Stop trying to fight people and use your brain. Like
make little gizmos and gadgets.
He's one of the smartest characters in the DC universe. Like, prove it.
Yeah.
Like,
make something.
Yeah, and like I mentioned it as we were watching the episode. I was like, oh, I totally forgot about the T-spheres. Like, he hasn't even bothered with them at all this season. Like, we saw him briefly in season 4 when he was first introduced. Like, I'd like them to put those to use and everything. And I think he'll learn that lesson soon. And like Wild Dog pointed out, like, that's not what you're good at. Do what you're good at.
Yeah, make some stuff. Make some gizmos and gadgets.
Yeah. All right. So that's all for those shows. If you like this episode, please leave. I didn't. So, like, honestly, like, I'm just super tired, and it's super late right now because we watched, I had to get off work, and then we had to watch Arrow and all that good stuff. So, sorry for the low energy on this episode. But despite all that, if you did like the episode, please go on iTunes and leave a review. This is one of the most important things that can do to help us on the show, help people find us. Even if you're watching on YouTube, you can still go in there, just click subscribe, go in there, leave a review. That'll help people find us. If you are watching on YouTube, like this video, subscribe to our channel, all that good stuff. Share the show with your friends on Facebook. We're on Facebook now with facebook.com/The Amazing Nerdiverse. Twitter, I'm at Jeff_Grants.
I'm at Steven Tukert.
And the show's podcast, the show's Twitter is at NerdiversePod. And as always, you can go on to theamazingnerdiverse.com for all of these things and more. And until next time, I'm Jeff Grants.
I'm Steven Tukert.
We'll catch you right here next week in the Amazing Nerdiverse.
Hit 'em!